Hello, everyone. How are you? Welcome to the Black Dove Oracle. And my name is Camara. I will be your reader for this reading, for this pick a card on a message from your Jupiter ancestors. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can pick your group. You can pick it from the picture of the ancestor that's in the opening part of this reading. We have 4 pictures of 4 lovely, powerful looking ancestors represented by Jupiter. Or you can pick one of these groups here, represented by a card each. And I'll bring them up so that you can see them. The first one, group number 1, is initiation. Initiation. Group number 2 is metamorphosis. Metamorphosis. Group number 3 is healing. Healing. And group number 4 is divination. Divination. So groups 1 through 4, you can listen to one, you can listen to more than one, you can listen to all of them. So please take what resonates. The timestamps are going to be in the description box below. If you want to listen next, I'm going to do a small intro on Jupiter energy, just so that you know a little bit about Jupiter. But if you want to skip ahead, there's a little tiny summary of Jupiter on each group. So decide what you would like. So Jupiter, you all. Jupiter is been said to be the king of all kings. It's one of the largest, I think it is the largest planet in our solar system. It takes 12 years for Jupiter to do its circuit in our solar system. And every 3 years, it will aspect a point on our natal chart. And when it does this, it gives us the biggest gift in growth and expansion. When you have Jupiter in your chart, in all aspects of your chart, Jupiter is helping you in that house, in that aspected nature, grow, expand, evolve. In many ways, Jupiter is our ability to manifest in these areas. It's an invitation to investigate our dreams. It's a place where we could say, you know what? If I did this, or if I put my energies here, I know I can make this dream come true. It's a bringer of opportunity. It shows where we have some good chances of creating prosperity for ourselves. It rules the signs Sagittarius and Pisces. Also the 9th house. So, that's the 9th house is where Sagittarius is located, but it, could indicate a lot of travel, a lot of movement, some of that fiery movement. That archer could, send the arrow in a particular way where we are struck by an idea, struck by an emotion, struck by a need to take action. So again, this Jupiter energy symbolizes generosity, expansion, fortune. Jupiter also governs physically the liver, the hips, the thighs, blood circulation. And if you're interested at all with its element is tin, Tin, a metal. So right now, I'm going to give you a chance to reflect on the different groups, and that's how a pick a card works. You kind of reflect on maybe one of these cards that's calling you, or maybe a picture of one of those ancestors. And then you'll go to the timestamps in the description and pick your reading. And from there, my dear ones, I do ask that if you like this reading, please give it a thumbs up. It's such a beautiful, simple way to support my growing channel. And if you are liking the way that I read and want to hear more of my readings, please subscribe and click that bell over there, because it will notify you when I upload new readings on this channel. So thank you so much, my loves, and let's go directly to the readings. You can pause this, you can go to the very beginning to look at the pictures of the ancestors, and then go to your reading. Take care, my honeys. Hello, group number 1. How are you? This is Camara with the Black Dove Oracle. I want to thank you for joining me here. I also want to thank you for supporting this channel and honoring me with the opportunity to do a reading for you. Let's get right into it. So, just briefly, in case you bypass the intro, which is totally fine to do, this reading is going to be about a message from your Jupiter ancestors. And Jupiter is the planet that's associated with gifts, opportunity. In many ways, this is the planet that symbolizes our opportunities to grow, to expand, and wherever it is landing in our charts. Jupiter is kind of known as the king of all kings because it is the largest planet in our particular system. It takes 12 years to circuit the sun. And every 3 years, which I found out was very interesting, this planet, Jupiter, will transit a natal point in everyone's chart. And wherever that transit is, it's giving you the gift of growth and expansion. Jupiter is also known for those things that you are manifesting, those unwelcome surprises that come in very big packages, invitations to investigate our dreams and make them into a reality. This is a big energy around opportunity and optimism and, again, prosperity. It rules the signs Sagittarius and Pisces, but it has a very big impact on many of our signs depending where it is in your natal chart. It does rule the 9th house. I was seeing somewhere in some of my research that it rules the 12th house as well. But that 9th house energy, it's got some fire behind it. So there's action taking place when Jupiter is kind of showing up for you. So your Jupiter ancestor, I think this ancestor is here to talk to you about some kind of growth opportunity that's going to be available for you on your next journey, because you also picked the initiation card. Initiations are very deep processes that we'll go through in life. Some of us will probably have several in our lifetime. But initiations, they're really first thought of as when you enter from being a child into puberty, right? And so in many cultures, that's a very big time for the child to be initiated into growing into becoming an adult. And so there's many, and I've studied this a little bit cross-culturally, is that you will be put in a lot of situations where you are, it might be challenging, but you are going to make it through and feel like, wow, I accomplished this. So really that's the purpose of the initiation, to ritualize growth, to take you from one place that you were to another. And so group number 1, let's see who this Jupiter ancestor is in terms of their energy. I picked this as kind of their signifier card. And again, it said initiation. So, oh wow. You have the psychopomp. Let me put it up close to the camera. Psychopomp. It's so funny. When I first heard this word, I really thought of it as like a kind of a false prophet or something, like, without knowing the meaning of the word. But actually this word means guide. The etymology of it is Greek, pompos, meaning conductor or guide, and psyche. I believe that means the soul, the mind, the breath, life. So this is a guide that traditionally people thought of as leading the dead. When you transitioned out of life in the 3D, you would be led by this psychopomp into the place where your soul would reside until, well, depending on your belief, until you were born again. So a psychopomp is really this spiritual guide that's going to, in some traditions, this guide is guiding your living soul. So this psychopomp is not necessarily waiting you till you die. This is your guide that's working with your soul's desires. In Egyptian culture, this would have been Anubis. Maybe in Hinduism, Yama. The divine ferryman, this would have been a divine ferryman. If you've heard of that kind of mythological creature, or not a creature, but being. There's also the goddess Hecate and the god Hermes. Even Mercury is kind of, the god Mercury is considered a psychopomp. Really, I feel like this reading of your Jupiter ancestor they're saying, I'm your psychopomp. I'm the one who's guiding you. I'm connecting with your soul's desires, and I'm helping you to remember those. That's the channeled message I'm receiving from your Jupiter ancestor. I'm helping you to remember your biggest dream, your most audacious dream. And I'm going to guide your soul towards that dream. Maybe some of you have put this dream off, and this Jupiter ancestor is coming to you right now, group number 1, and saying, no more putting this off. I want you to experience this dream of yours at its fullest height. Your Jupiter ancestor wants not only for you to fulfill your desires, but to experience them in the biggest way possible. That's what I'm hearing, group number 1. Let's go to your cards, your oracle cards, and then we will do some live tarot readings at the end. So the opening message here, oh wow, look what it says. Limitless. Okay. The astrology sun card, very interesting. The sun and Jupiter, that's to me right away saying right away, group number 1, this is big, this change. You've got the gem. Look at that. I don't know why, but I feel like this is what this reading's about. You have higher heart activation. Wow. So the opening message is limitless. And really the channeled message from your Jupiter ancestor was like, I want you to experience this heart, soul's desire as the biggest, forgive my channeling, the biggest possible experience that your heart's desire has ever wanted. I'm going to take a leap here, group number 1, and say that it is around love, around opening up your heart chakra. It says here, the highest heart activation, letting those shields drop and letting love in. It's a heart healing experience. And that gem, we're going to go through all of this, but it's even showing me in this gem card that amongst maybe all the rubble is something that's illuminating, something that's shining through all of the darkness, group number 1. When we are limitless, it's an opportunity. Hearing this from your guide right now, your Jupiter Ancestor. There's an opportunity for you in this next time period. If you're watching this, it's just going to be posted around the New Year's, but if you're watching it at a different time, it's a timeless reading, but some journey you're getting ready to take, group number 1, it's going to allow you to bust through your limits, to break out of some kind of conformity you've been in. For some of you, it's been this false sense of security, maybe even being by yourself, deciding, oh, I don't need relationships right now. I just want to focus on business or my career or staying healthy. I don't want a relationship right now. And if that's one of the conversations you've been having with yourself, group number 1, I'm seeing that you are going to be asked to break out of that false sense of security, because you do need love. And it doesn't only have to be intimate love. It can be the love of being in a relationship with people who truly care about you, people who truly love you in return, where there's natural organic reciprocity, where there's an opportunity for you to let down your walls. Something inside of you is about to be illuminated in this practice of love. Your guide is telling me that this is a practice of love that you are going to embark in fairly soon. The affirmation for Limitless is, I am ready to create a life of my own choosing. If you want me to repeat that affirmation, it is, I am ready to create a life of my own choosing. What's powerful here, group number 1, is that your psychopomp, your Jupiter Ancestor, is saying, I am going to choose you to assist in helping you ascend through this heart activation. The colors are pink and green, but really pink here because it's there's a way in which pink and green they seem to work together in this heart activation. There you might be seeing that combination a few times, pink and green. What's happening here is that this is the stargate upon which your Jupiter Ancestor is going to be opening this portal for you. It's a portal of love. It's a portal of the heart, group number 1. I'm seeing that some of you have experienced a lot of fear, a lot of separation and heartache in your lifetime when it's come to some of you just in general relationships, others of you romantic, intimate relationships. It's been a tough road for you, regardless of how many experiences you've had. There's something in those experiences, the painful ones, that have kind of closed you down, maybe shut you off. Maybe in some ways you've kind of just put off dating, put off getting to know people. But that putting off, it's really been a shield. And what I think sincerely, there have been efforts in the last few months, maybe the last year or two, there may have been efforts from you, group number one, to say, you know what, I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to step out of my comfort zone. I'm going to try to date again, or I'm going to do some work on myself, maybe go to therapy, whatever you were deciding to do to work on being open to a relationship. Because here your Jupiter Ancestor is saying it's not going to come from the outside, this love, the ultimate love that this ancestor wants to show you. It's not coming from the outside. You don't need to search. You don't need to be on the dating websites. This is not that. This is about finding your own sense of self-worth, your own sense of like being lovable, because what it's going to do is it's going to become a beacon, group number one. It's going to be your gem, shining amongst all of the heavier emotions. You're going to find it inside of you. The heart chakra is in the middle of the chest, by the way. That's the location. And here is where you are going to practice emanating love, expressing love. Spirit is saying here that the more that you express how you love things around you, this could also easily be a gratitude practice, right? But telling people important in your life how much they mean to you. Sometimes we, even with family, even with people we see every day, we think they know that we love them. This is not just romantic love, y'all. And so Spirit is saying, no, you need to be in the practice of actually expressing that. And if verbally is not your thing, we have many love languages. Gifting people, acts of service, words of affirmation, touch. It can be one of those or all of those, group number one. But Spirit is saying you are going to, in this next journey, need to figure out how to begin to consistently, as a practice, express your love to people. Now, love can come in so many different forms. You can express your love to someone who made you a coffee at the cafe that morning. Thank you for showing up for work, making this lovely latte for me with such a smile on your face. I really appreciate that. Those are kind words. Those are loving words. It gives somebody maybe some energy to keep going in a job that's often maybe thankless. You get what I'm saying? Those are just examples. But I think that is what Spirit is going to start to steer you towards. And this sun is so interesting to me because Spirit is going to bring you, I'm seeing spirits like, I'm going to give you an opportunity to work on something in the sun. This relationship, you may have an inclination, you, maybe both of you, whoever you're going to be partnered with, there may be a desire that Spirit is saying is rooted in fear, by the way, to keep this relationship kind of on the low, to not announce it, to meet each other a little secretly, to not tell your family and friends that you're dating someone. And Spirit is saying, yes, that's great, take things slow, but ultimately Spirit is saying the learning is going to come in. You're going to get in contact with your gem in this relationship because it's going to be public. this might be just for a few of you, but I'm seeing you might end up dating someone who's kind of a public figure. This is not everyone, but you may, and Spirit is saying, although you may not all date a celebrity, you may date someone who's well known. Even if it's like a small town, this is someone who's known by everyone, maybe admired by everyone. This is someone who has some kind of popularity, whether it's in the field they work in or just in general public. But the relationship, I think, it's going to be a little difficult for you both to just hold it on your own. Not saying that you both will be on television talking about your relationship. No, I think there's definitely going to be a sense of privacy there. But I also feel that there are going to be a lot of outside energies I'm hearing from Spirit that are interested in your relationship. This is interesting. Let's see. Because now I'm kind of nosy, group number 1, and I want to give you more information. Let's see who this person is that I think is, going to, who is this person? I'm just going to ask, who is this person, Spirit? Ooh, a visionary. I'm already intrigued. Who is this person, Spirit? A beggar. Very interesting. One more card, Spirit is saying. Femme fatale. At the bottom of the deck was the Father. Very interesting. Okay, so we know regardless of gender, people can hold all kinds of energies, right? Group number 1. This person is going to be a visionary, though. Like I said, I think something that they do, something they're known for, makes them very popular, makes them well known. And that can be on, like I said, a number of different scales. They could just be known in their field. They could be known in a huge public kind of way. It says the visionary here is the capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, a willingness to proclaim a vision without regards to personal gain. There's something that this person does as their work that feels very charitable. This is someone whose work contributes to a larger vision. This is a person who does work that's very connected with their sense of purpose. The beggar says confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens spiritual authority to humility, compassion, self-esteem. This person is going to be so humble. Group number 1. It's almost as if when you meet this person, you don't meet, you meet the beggar before you meet the visionary. Like there's something about this person's energy that is so subdued, but hold on, plot twist, because we have femme fatale. So, highlights erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. I see, Spirit. You're going to be very attracted to this person. They're going to be very attracted to you. But there is something about this person, even on the public level. A lot of people find this person attractive, which is interesting because then I'm starting to see what the possible journey might be in this relationship. You know, some of us may find it difficult to date someone who's really popular, who's traditionally good looking, that has many eyes on them. not everyone can be with someone who has a lot of that going on, because guess what? A lot of their life is not private unless they do some real intentional things to keep their life private. I'm not saying this person hasn't, but there is going to be an aspect of your relationship. I'm seeing that sun again, group number 1. There's going to be an aspect of your relationship that no matter what will be public. Whether you're just people are taking pictures of you while you're both walking down the street, like paparazzi, or there's going to be interest in you as this person's partner. There could be people who are like, immediately when you start dating this person, oh, we want to invite both of you to dinner. We want to get to know you. Like, there's going to be a lot of interest in you being this person's partner. There might be people who judge the relationship, judge you. So, there's a lot of dynamics that can possibly be happening that are really going to test your resolve, group number 1. Spirit is saying here, this is why your psychopomp is going to be with you. Because this Jupiter energy, it has a way of you kind of suddenly, what movie was that? It was an old movie with Julia Roberts. And what was the other actor name? I'm forgetting his name, and he's totally popular. But anyway, I'm not really good with names sometimes. But do I want to say it's East Nottingham? It's something like that. It's like an English name. But anyway, this woman, she ends up, I thought it was Julia Roberts, but I don't know. I might be messing up the names of the actors. But in the story, like, she meets this celebrity. She doesn't even know this celebrity. And the next thing you know, like, the celebrity has, like, paparazzi all at her house. And it's like a sudden thing, right? And I feel like it's kind of reminding me of that movie. Like, all of a sudden you might be blindsided by how much interest there is in your relationship with this person, group number 1. Again, take it where it resonates. But there might be a lot of interest. And there's going to be some way, I'm hearing intuitively from Spirit, that you both are going to have to navigate what that brings up. And for you specifically, group number 1, it may bring up some feelings of insecurity. I'm going to be straight with you. It may bring up a lot of insecurities, especially if this person, they can attract a lot of people who are traditionally very good looking themselves. You know what I'm saying? So there could be, and I'm not saying you are not good looking. I'm quite sure you are this person's dream and desire. Let's not mistake that, group number 1. But you may feel insecure with all the attention they get. So let's go to the tarot here. But going back to you and going back to what your ancestor is saying, this is going to be the work. How do I stay grounded, secure in this relationship while expressing my feelings, even if these feelings are quote unquote silly, or even if my feelings feel... So we have Queen of Pentacles. I'm not taking reversals, but I am kind of noting when they come out in reverse. We have Queen of Pentacles. We have Death. And we have Seven of Pentacles. The thing that is going to really transform for you in this relationship, group number 1, is the idea that you can't have it all. In fact, Spirit is saying here, that is what you're going to surrender to with this Death card, and understand you can have it all. But it is about the work you put into it. It's this kind of the relationship that you really want, group number one. It's not the kind that really just, poof, magic, everybody's perfect and they come together being this perfect couple. No, Spirit is saying it's going to require some work. Both of you are going to put great efforts into this relationship. And Spirit is saying here, the more that you model what you feel you're worth and what you deserve, and a certain kind of boundary with not accepting anything less, that's going to put the bar at a certain place in the relationship, group number one. And it's going to let this person know, like, hey, if I want to be in group number one's life, because group number one has it all. Queen of Pentacles. Let me tell you the story briefly of Queen of Pentacles. Regardless of gender, Queen of Pentacles is someone who has worked very hard for what they have. This is someone who may not have been born with a lot of privilege. This is someone who's worked hard for what they have. They enjoy what they have. They use their money to make their life comfortable. This is someone who's really worked for what they have. And it's very hard for you, group number one, to get involved with someone and think, okay, this could set me backwards. This could stagnate me if I'm in this relationship. I think there's some legitimate fears because you may have experienced that in the past, group number one. Someone who wasted your time, but also like cost you money. You might have, not been able to do good business because your mind was always on the relationship. Whatever the situation was, you do not want to repeat that. You might have experienced some kind of significant material loss. That could even have been through, for some of you, a divorce. And you don't want to risk that again. And Spirit is saying, you have the opportunity now to put the bar where you need it, to start communicating out the gate the way you want communication to go in the relationship. And Spirit is also saying with the Seven of Pentacles that you've worked so hard to be the whole person that you are, that it is time, that your gift is coming, that you're no longer having to wait. Spirit is saying 3 more cards. Yeah, the past you was in a 9 of Swords energy, like there was so much stress and anxiety around the past relationships. And this is something you've overcome. You've quite literally changed out of, for some of you, was codependency. You became much more clear about some core beliefs you may have had. And now this 3 of Pentacles. There's something about you even seeing the evidence in the change in friendships you have. You now have people around you that you connect with, that you build with, that you collaborate with. And there's going to be, if that isn't happening right now, that's about to happen as well. Again, this love is not only intimate, but it could be about a soul tribe, a set of people. It might be just a person or two that you're going to connect with, and those are going to become lifelong friends for you, group number one. You may have, take it where it resonates. Some of you may already have this friendship developing, or it will, group number one. Oh, well, 2 came out here. Yeah, and look at that. Queen of Cups, 6 of Wands. Some of you have someone who, I don't think this is their total energy, the 6 of Wands, but they are definitely, when you see this person, you're going to be like, you're going to be like, who is that? Because this person, this might even be someone coming into town. This is probably very specific. This is someone coming into town. They might be new in town, but you're going to be like, who the heck is that? They're coming in very confident. They're coming in in victory of some sort. So they might be celebrating something. When you meet them, it could be as simple as a birthday, or it could be they're celebrating some kind of win. Immediately they are going to see you as the Queen of Cups, though. Someone that they connect with on a very emotional level. They see you very beautiful. They see you as someone that has a lot to offer. There's something about you that you're nurturing, and I know it's weird because I don't know if you're going to right away show them how much of a nurturer you are, but they're going to see it. Spirit's showing me that even though you don't know they're watching you, there's something that you do that's very nurturing to this person that they will witness, and they will begin to identify you as this Queen of Cups. Regardless of gender, look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, Ace of Cups here. So, group number 1, this person, there's something about you, even though they are attracted to you on the outside, there's something about you that shows up in a certain way that wins this person's heart. Let's go to the tea leaves, and we'll wrap it up there. 1. Spirit is telling me this purple one. Oh, maybe both of these. Okay, these. Cup. You should accept valid criticism. Month of March. Finger, warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. Ring, a marriage will take place, either romantic or business, in February. Okay. So group number 1, obviously February and March coming up real soon, first quarter of the year, you are going to see some of this coming into focus, coming into action. I'm not going to lie, for some of you, when you meet this person, there could be a little bump. Either one or both of you are it's not a fight, y'all. It's just a slight disagreement on something. And I think that gets the fire of this union started. It's like, somebody might say something that's conceived as a criticism, and the other person points back. And it's so funny because I think both of you, as a result of this interaction, you both go to your corners and you're like, okay, something's activating me with whatever was said or what this person did. How do I want to handle this? Because I'm trying to not run away. I'm not trying to shut down. I'm actually trying to be emotionally available, and I'm actually trying to communicate. I see 2 people really going back to themselves and saying, okay, listen, that was hard, but I want to be different. I want to handle things differently. I don't want to repeat the past. And so this, whatever it is, this disagreement, this miscommunication, misalignment, it's going to help you both have the opportunity to be different, to act differently. And that is what is going to bring you both on the road to, I think for many of you, this is your future partner. Whether or not you get married, there's going to be some kind of commitment here with this person. And that's going to be the beginning of this beautiful relationship, group number 1, where you both get a second chance, maybe third, fourth, I don't know. But you both will have a chance to cultivate a relationship that's really one that feels safe. It feels secure because you both are doing the work here. And so your Jupiter ancestor is saying, put on your seatbelts. because this is going to happen. And they want to see you in the year of 8. 2024 is the year of 8. 8 on its side is infinity, meaning you are going to find through your divine inner wisdom this year the biggest opportunity to express the biggest, most audacious love you've ever had the opportunity to express. Okay, group number 1, I am so happy for you. I don't know if you can even hear me smiling because I feel like this is what you deserve. You've worked really hard in your life. That's all I keep seeing and hearing from your Jupiter ancestor. It's time for you to reap the rewards of what this feels like, what this experience can be like, especially when you open up and let down your walls and let someone in. So, again, did this resonate with you? Is this like poppin'? Let me know in the comments below. I read all the comments. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the support of a new channel. It's a lot of work, you all, and I love this work, and it would be beautiful to experience reciprocity of this community by just liking a video. It's so simple to support my new channel that way. Or if you like the way that I read, please subscribe and then click that bell so you get notified of other readings. Thank you so much. And if this is where we part, I hope you have a good rest of your day. I hope this reading provided some upliftment. Thank you. Take care. Hello, group number 2. How are you? Welcome to the Black Dove Oracle. I want to thank you for joining me. I'm Camara, and I will be doing your reading today. If you skipped ahead from the intro, I'm just going to do a quick overview of Jupiter, because we are going to, in this pick a card reading, contact and channel your Jupiter ancestor because they have an important message for you. This is a timeless reading. I am recording it at the beginning of the 2024 new year. So if you're listening to it around the time that I upload, then you may want to reflect on this as being some advice for the next 12 months. But whenever you listen to this, it's about a new journey that you're on. Jupiter is referred to as the gift giver, as the king of all kings, because Jupiter is the largest planet in our particular system. It takes 12 years to circuit our solar system around the sun, but every 3 years, I found this out, there's a transit in everyone's natal chart. And when this transit happens, Jupiter is giving us a gift of growth, a gift of expansion. Maybe during these times, we're finding that it's so easy for us to manifest our dreams. It can also bring in some unwelcome surprises that are huge in our lives. Maybe, I think about unexpected pregnancies, maybe later in life, or, just an example. But there's also with Jupiter this invitation to investigate our dreams and think about what it would take to make those dreams a reality, because it wants to give us the most. Jupiter. Jupiter's like this granddaddy that just wants to help you connect with your opportunities, to be optimistic, to be prosperous in your life. So, just some other details about Jupiter. It rules the 9th house, and that 9th house has a lot of Sagittarius energy, right? So a lot of active fire. Travel comes to mind, maybe for some. I don't know why that kind of stuck out in my mind. It is exalted in Cancer, And it could come with a lot of big feelings, right? A lot of exploration about where opportunity is taking us, and are we ready for that opportunity? Do we feel like we're ready to resonate with that opportunity? And lastly, Jupiter governs the liver and the hips and the thighs and blood circulation. So, it is just to keep those things in mind when we're working with Jupiter energy. Those things around those body parts might come up. Well, you chose, very interestingly, group number 2, metamorphosis. And we know that word means change from one form to another. Let's flip it over here. Oh, wow. You have the fish woman. Fish woman. Kind of like a very interesting figure, right? There's this figure that looks like it's being changed from a humanoid body to a fish. Gills are starting to show. Its mouth is taking that kind of fishy open mouth stance. It's like a deep transformation that's going to happen, right, between a human body and a fish body. And of course, like in this, you can't tell. Is the human becoming a fish or the fish becoming a human? That will be a question that remains. But what group number 2, this fish woman, is saying to me is that the element of water, which I think is why Cancer came up. The element of water is here. The metamorphosis that happens in water. When we are born, we are, that facilitation of our formation is happening in embryonic fluid, which is water, special water. So the fish woman symbolizes not only birth but rebirth, and also can look at birth and the death cycle together, which is kind of interesting because if you're watching this before 2024, or right at the beginning of this year, 2024 is going to be an 8 year. And when 8 is turned on its side, it becomes infinity, the symbol infinity. And infinity has to do with cycles that never end and never begin. It's just constant cycle, constant energy. So again, I think that connects quite powerfully with that birth-death cycle. And literally, metamorphosis is about one body being absorbed into another. A very deep kind of shape-shifting is happening. Group number 2. And your Jupiter ancestor is saying here that you, in some future time period, they're going to help you manifest something really big that you've always wanted to do. They're going to help you blossom into the full form of this version of yourself. It's going to bring something that you've always dreamed about in a very abstract way into realness. So your Jupiter ancestor is asking you, what is it that you expect your life to be? Because you may need to dream bigger. You may need to expand wider to fit this dream that's about ready to come true for you, group number 2. There also is something here about you expanding your mindset. There's something here about you and how you've looked at the world and how you've maybe judged conditions, people in the world. That is even going to expand. There's something here about you being able to work with a lot of difference that might be coming your way. People who are different, people with different viewpoints and worldview. There may be something connected to what you will be gifted with in the future that connects with your ability to expand beyond your own comfort zone. Let's go to your oracle cards. So the opening message is the shadow self. Very interesting. The Stargate portal that we'll be working with is the Venusian Galactic Council. Wow. We have the full moon. And then we have the sword. Spirit asked me to lay these out this way too. Very interesting. Okay, let's go to the opening message. The shadow self. You see that? Well, you know, I think it's pretty apparent that you will be working on some unconscious belief systems, which was alluded to in the fish woman. You are going to metamorphosize, but I think while that is happening, or before that happens, or as it comes into focus, you're going to need to face a lot of challenges. You are going to have to look at the triggers, look at the things that are presenting themselves as a bump in the road, group number 2, because they're going to teach you about hidden parts of yourself. They're going to teach you about parts of yourself that are quite literally have been hiding from you. Maybe you haven't been able to see yourself clearly. And I think the thing that you want to manifest, group number 2, it's going to require for you get this full moon energy. There's something about that shadow work. It's going to illuminate a part of you that is quite necessary, actually, for your growth. Shadow work, I know it's a popular term, but it's really about meeting those different parts of yourself, allowing them to shift as you learn more about who you are. You allow them to emerge. You don't keep them stuffed down. You don't suppress these parts of yourself. You actually welcome them. You greet them. When I work with certain clients, it's important for them to meet parts of themselves that have been hidden away. And I kind of give the visual of the back room. Those parts of ourselves that are always in the back room, hiding out, but will kind of pop out when we get activated around something. We'll kind of pop out or step out the door when we get quote unquote triggered. And so meeting this shadow self is going to allow you, group number 2, to metabolize, to metamorphosize. First I want to say metabolize some of these unknown parts. And as you do that, you are going to quite literally metamorphosize into a different person. This is what your Jupiter Ancestor is communicating. You're going to be a changed person. And that changed person will be able to handle the gift that is coming forward as something that they've always dreamed of doing, something that was their whole soul's desire. And it's interesting because this sword card, it's the action you're going to take, group number 2, because I believe the sword is that blade, right? It's going to quite literally slice through something. It's going to become a weapon of choice when it comes for you to make a decision, for you to be decisive about your life. It's also going to be that weapon of choice that you're going to use to really quite literally cut off the old part of your life in service of the new part of your life. One example here that's coming up intuitively is like maybe for a long time you've never had control or even understanding of your finances, and this might be the year that you're like, no, I'm going to cut off the sword, unnecessary spending, frivolous expenditures, and I'm really going to start to understand where my money goes, and I'm going to budget, and I'm going to invest my money. That's just an example, but that is kind of this energy. And you may metamorphosize into someone who's always been a little sloppy financially, who kind of overspent at times, who had some really wobbly financial situations, to someone who's very safe and secure and grounded in their finances. I mean, quite literally, you might even end up looking different. You're able to afford some things because you're realizing where you might have spent money in a frivolous way. It's just an example. But that's the kind of change that someone could go through, where people are like, wow, this person has really come up in building wealth for themselves and building a stable life for themselves. So I'm really interested in this Venusian Galactic Council. It says here, star being guides, answer the call, time to shine. This change, this gift, because I keep seeing your Jupiter ancestor saying you're going to receive a gift after some work you do on yourself. You're going to receive a huge gift. And I think that's being ushered in. Like, it's really, if I could see a spiritual caravan happening, it's your Venetian Galactic Council. I see them kind of coming in. Like, they're just like with this beautiful golden, I swear to you all, I'm seeing this. It's like a beautiful golden box that they have for you. Some kind of gift that your Jupiter ancestor is saying, this is what you've always wanted, but you may have even forgotten about this. You may have put it to the side. You might have thought it was not possible, but the only reason your Jupiter ancestor is saying is why you thought it wasn't possible is because you still had some growth that you had to do. And so I guess this Jupiter ancestor is coming forward to say, don't be afraid of the challenges this year. They're growth opportunities. And Spirit is showing me it's not huge challenges. It's just things that you didn't expect were going to happen. And there's some way in which you've got to look at how those things are activating you, triggering you, and do the work, the shadow work, to illuminate, full moon, to illuminate what those things are. How is that wound connected to an original wound, like a wound from childhood or a wound from a situation, and allow yourself to heal, because there's something coming towards you that this Venetian Galactic Council, let's talk about them for a minute. This council is similar to angel energy. And there's this group that I really used to love to listen to. I mean, I still listen to them. They're called Fertile Ground. Let me know in the comments if you ever heard of Fertile Ground, because they were kind of like a local, they're kind of like alternative music. So I'm not sure like everybody would know who they are. But they had this one song called Star People. And there was the one verse that I'm kind of hearing right now is, star people come down. We are preparing to be with you again. So I think your Venetian Galactic Council they're coming forward to you, and this is some of the signs that you can see. They might be showing up in your dreams, especially dreams of you flying or dreams of you in space. But they can also show up to you when your mind is very still, like in meditation. They're going to be sending you spiritual downloads. It's really interesting, this visual I keep getting. It's like they're on a road towards you, group number 2. And the closer they get in the journey, it's so interesting. The more I'm hearing you're going to get these spiritual downloads. Some of you have always been psychic. You've always had a clair of some sort, where it's clairvoyance or clairaudience. Whatever it is, some of you are being, literally, I'm hearing this right now, you are being recruited by the Venetian Galactic Council. Like, they're coming to offer you a job. And typically these jobs are like light workers, psychics, people who are some kind of leadership, where you are going to usher in the shift of collective consciousness. I know that sounds really deep. That sounds like something that you would have to be so responsible, right, to do, to become a leader that's very whole, like holistic leader. That's what I'm hearing. Someone who has a mission, who has a reason why they are here. I think this Venetian Galactic Council, they're showing up right now because they're like, well, we've, we got work for you to do. Yes, you thought your life was going to be one way, but guess what? Your life is now this. We need you. It's interesting, group number 2. I want to know who you are, because they're saying, no, we sought out the best. You are a chosen one to help this collective in their shift. And they're going to keep sending you these messages, and you're going to be like, why am I thinking about that? Why did I dream that? Maybe some of this is already happening right now. Put that in the comments if it is. But you are going to start to understand, with their guidance, what you're here to do. This is very specific. It's not for everyone. Some of you may need to do some divination around Oshun or Yemaya. That's it. If you understand who those two deities are, that is specifically for you. It's not for everyone. Just because they kind of connect to Venus for me. But, it might be Oshun more than Yemaya. But those two came up just in my sight. So, here we are, group number 2. You're the group with the big mission. You're the group that's like, now, whatever you thought this life was going to be, we're changing it. Some things are getting ready to happen. Let's go to the tarot cards. 4 of Swords. Yeah. There is something on your mind about this. I think this is the kind of shift in your life, group number 2, where it's literally going to be a change. How your life looks now, or has looked, it's going to be different. Look at that, the Tower. I keep hearing too, group number 2, do not be afraid. There's a reason why your spirit team, look at that, because I was thinking about 2 of Swords too. There's a reason why your spirit team is saying now is the time. Some of you may have never had a life that integrated your psychic abilities. And it may just be that you're going to have to take off the Band-Aid, come out the psychic closet, group number 2, and say, hey, this is what I'm hearing. This is what I want to share with the collective. You've got the Arise. I really do feel like you're going to think about this and you're going to have to take the plunge, group number 2. 7 of Swords. And I get what your concern is. You know, there's so many people out here who pretend to be psychic, who pretend, you know, they do stuff to kind of just make money. You don't want to be perceived that way. That might have been keeping you in some kind of loop. But your guidance is going to be so clear, so strong, group number 2. I just, you know, Spirit is saying, make the decision that feels authentic and right to you. Yeah, you've got 8 of Cups. Some of you, and again, I can imagine if you're listening to this, you're like, this sounds so life-changing. I just don't know if this is my reading. But Spirit is saying here, you're going to suddenly find yourself in a position to change your life like immediately. It's going to be like you're sitting and you're thinking, okay, and you see the moon here? That full moon, it's going to happen around a full moon where you get so clear, or you get a download that is so incredible that it could help humanity. I don't know what your specific gifts are, group number 2, but I see someone really going, okay, that download was not just for me. If I share this changes my life going forward. This is my work. This is my job. This is my duty. Interesting. Let's see what would help you. Characteristics that you might want to embody, group number 2, just to help you on this. It's a huge adjustment, and your guide is telling me it's huge. Some of you may not believe this reading because you're just like, I don't know, this seems a little far out. No, it's wow. You have the mother, the child eternal, and the engineer. There is, in the shadow work that you will be doing, Spirit is really requiring for you to mother yourself, to reparent yourself, to be a nurturer of yourself as you go through these changes. It's going to bring up the need for you to really be soft and gentle with yourself as you outgrow some of the old messaging, some of the old parts of you, and tackle those wounds. And maybe some of you will do this in therapy. Maybe some of you will do this with a coach or some kind of other healer. There's a lot of child wounds here that you're going to have to tackle, because what it's going to do is help you to stay in your energy, help you to be a grounded leader, help you to ground even into the downloads you're going to be receiving, group number 2. And this engineer is interesting too, because I think whatever comes forward, once you are deep in whatever your destiny is, you're going to come up with solutions for the greater collective. Because I don't get that it's only about the downloads. You receive the downloads and then you're able to interpret them. You're able to put them into practical, everyday practices, I'm hearing, or solutions for people. There's something about you being able to even elevate the downloads you're getting so that they become very useful to the collective that is utilizing your gift. That's beautiful. That's really powerful, group number 2. Okay, let's go to your tea leaves. That's like, some people don't believe in a destiny. Some people believe that we just make our own life. Spirit is saying, no, for you, they're kind of pointing out to me, they're like, you might be like a sleeper agent. Like, at a certain point you were just meant to wake up and do what you have to do. Group number 2. Your tea leaves. Funnel. A period of frustration. Lessons to be learned. Yeah. It's not going to be an easy road. I think you know this, group number 2, with the shadow work. There will be some challenges. There will be some places where it's going to be like, dang, am I really supposed to be doing this? And you're going to learn. The fox here is about being resourceful, being shrewd, especially when it comes to doing something new. Whether this this gift from Jupiter is your business, you're going to learn. Little school of hard knocks. What to do, what not to do. What to share, what not to share. Or how you're going to share something. Maybe in April that you're going to start to see this pick up. But ultimately, Spirit wants you to know this, and I'm glad it came out. You will be happy with this change. You will be happy during and at the end of this journey. I think it's going to energize your life in such a way, group number 2, that if you were kind of bored or stagnant, this is not your life anymore. Like, once this starts to take place and your Venusian council arrives with your gift, it's going to be so worth all of the work that you had to do to get here, to connect with your gifts and make them something that is going to be useful for the whole world. I really do see, group number 2, something about your work has collective change written all over it. Group number 2, if you resonate with this, even if you only 2/4 believe it, please just put a little emoji in the comments below. Like, I'm willing for this to be true for myself, because Spirit is showing me some of you all just don't know how powerful you are. But you're about to see. And your Jupiter Ancestor is going to make that happen. So group number 2, I hope that you resonated with something in this reading. It is a collective reading. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Please, please, please. It's a very simple way that you can support my brand new channel. And also, if you like the way that I read and want to hear more messages from our ancestors of different realms, please take a moment and subscribe to this channel. Click that bell so that you get notified when I make new readings. Otherwise, I'm just very honored that you gave me a chance to read for you, group number 2. If you're interested in other piles, please take a read. Timestamps will be in the description box. Otherwise, if this is where we part, have a good rest of your day. Take care. Hello, group number 3. How are you? Welcome to the Black Dove Oracle. My name is Camara. I will be your reader for today, perhaps your guide, however you want to label it. I want to first express gratitude for you allowing me to read for you. And in this reading, we are going to be connecting with your Jupiter Ancestor. And we're going to see, what does this ancestor have in terms of a message for you? I am filming this, although it is a timeless reading, I am filming this around the new year, going from 2023 into 2024. But again, it is timeless, but if you're listening to it around this new year, I'm being told you can take this for guidance for the next 12 months, and do with the information as you need to. So the pile you selected, group number 3, was healing. And I would say all of these groups have had a similar thing of transformation. In group 3, you're no different. There is some kind of healing that your Jupiter ancestor is going to say will be quite significant for you on your next journey. Let's turn this over and see who is here as the signifier. We have Ecuadorian woman. I'll put that up hopefully close so you could see. Ecuadorian woman. Kind of an interesting archetype here for your group. Well, let me explain a little bit about Jupiter before we even go a little further, because I've been doing that consistently and I don't want to forget here. So group number 3, if you skipped the intro, no problem, but I feel like for every group I want to do a quick summary of what Jupiter is about. Jupiter is the gift giver, sometimes called the king of all kings, because it is our largest planet in our solar system. And it actually takes about 12 years for Jupiter to circuit around the sun. And what I really found out, which was kind of interesting, is that every 3 years, Jupiter will transit a point in our natal chart, and it gives us something for our growth, for our expansion, to help us manifest something. So the whole energy around Jupiter is this invitation to investigate our biggest, most audacious dreams and make them into a reality. This is a planet of opportunity, of optimism, of prosperity. I mean, wherever Jupiter is doing work in your chart, there is so much to reap here. Even if it's sometimes unwelcome surprises, like, ooh, I didn't know that was going to happen, but that's big, that's huge. So generally people look at Jupiter energy as very benefic, and that the signs that it resides in, I've heard, the 9th house, but sometimes you will also hear the 12th house. But Jupiter energy, it's Sagittarius. There's this fiery quality, action quality to it. But Sagittarius is like that bow and arrow, right? It's kind of like something shoots off and makes contact with you. And that's that energy of Jupiter. It's like, oh, I've been hit by something. What is this big thing that I need to pay attention to? So there's a lot of Jupiter is talking about generosity, expansion, good fortune, places in the body, the liver, the hips, thighs, blood circulation. So let's go to the Ecuadorian woman now, because I want to connect these Jupiter energies to what your Jupiter ancestor is embodying, this Ecuadorian woman symbolism. Ecuadorian woman is about healing the heart. Maybe there's even this quote of best defense is no defense at all. The brave heart, the unencumbered heart. Being able to ride the current of the heart, utilizing heart energy to be full, but to also understand what emptiness is. Being very fearless with your heart energy, loving when there's just no reason to love at all except love. I think the Ecuadorian woman is coming through for your Jupiter ancestor as the kind of modeling. Your Jupiter ancestor wants you to know that they're going to guide you to be very open with your heart, to be curious about what would happen if you let love in on all levels, not just romantic love. And what is it that you fear when it comes to letting people get close to your heart? So that's Ecuadorian woman. It's kind of this softness around the heart, letting go of like a lot of defense mechanisms here, group number 3. So let's go to your oracle cards and lay these out. Spirit's opening message is the celestial teacher. Very interesting. The astrology is the 2nd house. Interesting. We have Alethea, and then the gateway is the chamber of the violet flame. Ooh, very powerful. Okay, group 3, let's go to the opening message, which is the celestial teacher. I don't know if you could see that or not. Let me just bring that up here. Celestial teacher, kind of interesting. This being has something illuminating from its body. Let's see. I would say the celestial teacher is about manifesting your wisdom, especially wisdom that you've acquired over the years. The celestial teacher is also like coming through to say it's time for you to be a teacher, group number 3. It's that moment in life, and I think you'll know when it arrives, where you should no longer be the teacher, you should be teaching. And it's not an ego-based decision. It's more of like, there's enough knowledge and wisdom inside of me that I now can pass it on. There's something that your Jupiter ancestor is wanting you to do as you become more in love and break down those defenses, is to stop trying to partner with perfectionism. That's what I'm hearing. Your celestial teacher, you as the celestial teacher rather, is going to be someone who learns how to speak their truth, who has the courage to speak their truth, and does this by teaching. You may be a teacher already. You might be a counselor or a therapist. You might be some kind of thought leader, group number 3, or this is something that's going to be coming into your reality. Because there is something about you being able to honor who you are and what unique gifts you have to pass on to the collective. Jupiter energy here for you, group 3, is making yourself bigger, not smaller. And I think for you, you have perhaps a personal fear around appearing egoic. Is that the word? And I am sensing that that is not what needs to be done. Like, I don't even think that that's really, when you start to teach, I think people are going to hear it as something that they can utilize for themselves, something that they could use as a resource, group number 3. So the affirmation that might work for you here, group number 3, when it comes to the power of the celestial teacher, is I am confident as I embrace the teacher within me. I courageously share my light, my love, and peace in this world. One more time, I am confident as I embrace the teacher within me. I courageously share my light, my love, and peace in this world. That's really beautiful, group number 3. Because I think your Jupiter ancestor is saying it's going to require some big energy to hold what you have to teach. You have to be confident. I'm seeing the strength card here, even though it's not out yet. You have to be confident. You've got to be able to stand your ground. When you're teaching, you can't waffle back and forth. Like Spirit is saying, your Jupiter Ancestor is saying, you are going to learn how to be confident, but also open. There's something there. You have the second house, which is really interesting because the second house, the sign that's in the second house is Taurus, and Taurus actually resides, the places on the body where Taurus connects with in the body is the throat and the neck. So again, that throat chakra, there's something you've got to speak your truth, group number 3. There's going to be opportunities coming up where you are going to speak about love. You're going to speak the truth about love. The second house is also related to your finances. It's related to your material life. So group number 3, you very well could embark on some kind of, if you're not doing this already, it might be some kind of speaking that you'll be doing. Whether that's in a creative, artistic way, like speaking, spoken word, poetry, writing, doing all kinds of presentations. It could be that, but it also could be that you are going to engage in some kind of teaching gig. That's whatever you're doing around speaking your truth, group number 3, it is going to solidify all of your financial requirements for life. I guess I could say that you're going to make money doing this, and you're going to make good money. You're going to have a good career. You're going to be very solid in your material life once you take on whatever this is around speaking your truth. The gateway, chamber of the violet flame. And it says here, group number 3, let me bring that over. Karmic release, radical transformation. It's interesting because Spirit wanted me to set it right underneath the celestial teacher. This violet chamber, this chamber of the violet flame is an actual chamber. When you visualize it, if you want to use it in your meditations or guided imagery, even in your prayers or affirmations, you are instructed to imagine this chamber. And it has this roaring flame. It's gold, has gold and silver and violet, of course. And it's like, and within this chamber is this wild flame. And it's the power of transformation that you can access if you go in altered states of consciousness, right? And you imagine that you're making contact with this flame, and you can ask the flame to disconnect you from all and any lower vibrations. This flame is here as a gateway to facilitate alchemical change inside of you, group number 3. At the DNA level, I'm hearing. So what does that all mean? It means that in the year, if you're watching this in the year that we're getting ready to enter into of 2024, 2024 adds up to an 8-year. 8 turned on its side is infinity. Infinity is that symbol of our own divine inner wisdom. It's an ongoing infusion of energy that is us. It's that divine inner intelligence inside of us. And so in this particular year, if you are watching it, group number 3 in 2024, your guides are saying you are up for a huge transformation that is going to transmute any fear that you have inside of you in regards to showing your love, communicating your love, being love. You are going to heal that. this year, you're quite literally going to become the alchemist group number 3. It's so beautiful. It's like I can feel your energy, because once you are able to resonate with the truth of who you are, when you get rid of all the little things that have kind of tagged along with us, small and large wounds, when you heal from trauma, you're going to see the truth of who you are, this loving light. And that loving light is not only existent in you, group number 3, it exists in everyone. And you will find that you are able to love easier after this. You're more forgiving. You're more compassionate. It's so interesting because you have the Althea card here too. And this card is all about truth. I mean, your Jupiter ancestor is very clear here. Recognizing your truth, or recognizing even the truth when you hear it, group number 3, it signals a resonance. When you hear the truth, when you hear someone speak, someone report on something, I know that when I hear the truth from someone and I'm listening to them, I'm like, yes, like I might snap my fingers, I might clap my hands, I might be like, I might scream, yes, I totally get your truth. And there's going to be this process in this reawakened you, group number 3, where people are going to resonate with what you're saying. They're resonating with your truth. And that might be happening right now. This is a collective reading, so we're all in different places. But people are starting to, if you do speak now, you're starting to notice people coming up to you and being like, what you said really resonated with me. You could be a poet. You could be a presenter. It doesn't matter. People are coming up to you and saying, what you said, it rang true to me. What you drew, what you painted, what you recited, what you moved, maybe even in dance or ballet, it rang true for me. What you sang rang true for me. And there's this reclamation of that creative force inside of you, that truth force that is going to infuse everything in your life, group number 3. Some of you are going to find that you have more energy to move your body, to work out, to exercise, to take care of yourself. Some of you are going to find that you just feel lighter. You feel like you resonate with this world again. You're excited and inspired to be parts of change movements. And it's really, in the end, connecting you with a sense of freedom. A freedom I don't think you have really fully touched into, because maybe group number 3, you haven't really been doing the work you wanted to do, or there was some aspect of the work that you were doing that didn't get your truth, your spin. So, for some of you, this could be a brand new career, brand new way of life. But for others of you, I'm really getting the sense that there's something you're doing. You're really good at it. But people need to hear from you. They need to hear your truth about it. You're not a backstage entity. You are meant to be upfront, talking about the things you see, providing clarity, revealing all the good stuff. There's something even about you telling the truth about your own life that will inspire people, group number 3. And that's just something for you to understand, that you're speaking your truth, group number 3, is actually part of your liberation process. The deity Ma'at comes up for me. She's a Kemetic deity. And her whole thing is, when you die, she weighs your heart against that of a feather. And, if you've ever played that children's game, Light as a Feather, that's her, Ma'at. The final judgment. Was your heart lighter than a feather after this lifetime? It's very much connected to you, group number 3. You're someone who's so compassionate, so ready to give, so about love. But you also understand where some of your wounding has been, where you've closed off yourself, but you're also realizing in service of something much larger than yourself, you're going to have to heal that wound. Hence the healing, right? The card you chose. Let's go to the tarot. You've got 4 of Wands here. You've got the Knight of Wands. Very interesting. And you got the Magician. Spirit is saying here, there's a part of your life that you're actually going to get to celebrate yourself. I'm asking Spirit, why am I hearing it like this? I think I'm hearing it because it's like you have always, and when I say this, please only take it if it resonates. Some of you have always played a little small. You have such great things to contribute. You have so many ways you can add additional knowledge to whatever it is you do. But sometimes you don't come forward. Sometimes you don't ask the question that would help people understand why they want to take a different move. There's something that feels a little truncated that I think your Jupiter ancestor is saying, this is going to be the work. We are going to put you in situations where you are going to be celebrated for your knowledge. It's because here it is. And your Jupiter ancestor is saying with this Knight of Wands, it will be better for you. I heard the word easier. If you just focused on your passion. If you really allowed for others to see your passion, to experience it even energetically, group number 3. You're going to manifest. You see this Magician? I keep getting like this revival. You're going to revive a career that you're currently in, that you might, secretly feel bored in right now. Or you're going to revive some mission inside of you, group number 3, that is going to literally usher you into a new way of life. Wow. Let's see what energies you're being told. Because right now, your Jupiter ancestor is saying you need to be able to communicate your passion. You need to be able to be okay with that. Oh, some of this is a mystery. Okay. Thief. Gossip. I think your Jupiter ancestor is kind of pointing to all the things that you fear right now, group number 3. With expressing your passion, yes. Sorry, my cards are kind of sideways here. Yes, when I get these blank cards, it's almost as if, yeah, you're not going to know how you're going to be perceived when you express your true, authentic passion. You may be received by some people who don't understand you. Some people are not going to understand you. There's other people who are going to connect immediately with your truth. Those are the people you want to focus on. That's the energy you want to be in, group number 3. Because what I think with this Thief card sheds life on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. Some of you are afraid to share your thoughts, afraid to share anything because you don't know what would happen with that information. You don't want it to get into the wrong hands. You feel like you should copyright it, or I don't know, but there's something here, group number 3, where you've got to understand certain ideas are just going to be yours. Even if someone tries to repeat it in a certain way, or even still the whole way that you presented it, it's not coming from you. It's not coming from the source, which is you. I think your Jupiter ancestor wants you to work on that fear. And also the fear of not being perceived positively by people. Your Jupiter ancestors are like, certain people just do not matter. And I think this ancestor is saying it's time for you to work past. Some of you may have been subject to gossip at work, or just something about the way that you work, because I even if you tried to play small, I'm getting here, group number 3, there's still something about you that people notice. There's still a big Jupiter energy inside of you. There's still that passion there. So it does leak out, and people want to judge that, right? And I think you've had experiences where you've shared just a little and people took it and they wanted to talk about it behind your back or whatever. And your whole ancestor here is saying you cannot let these things stop you. What you have to share, what you have to teach, what you are here to do is much bigger. It's heart-centered. Some of you have a modality that is going to help people to heal themselves. Some of you literally have access to the violet flame chamber, the chamber of the violet flame. I'm going to switch that all around, but some of you have access to this. Some of you are going to help others access this violet flame. Literally, you have the key. And the person with the key can't be afraid to use it. Let's go to the T cards here. Ooh, that one came out. We have finger, warning you of a problem either now or in the future. We have tiger, doing something risky, taking a chance. Interesting. Tulip, great passion. Oh my goodness. These tea leaf cards are on point. July. I'm getting with this finger card, group number 3. If you don't do it, someone else will. And they will not be who you are. They will not carry the same wisdom. They won't hold it the same. They won't do what needs to be done with the teachings you have. Don't give it away. Don't boost someone else's career. Spirit is pointing out to me right now, someone is wanting to be the behind the scenes person while they give all their work to someone who's front of house. Don't do that. Spirit is saying you can be the spokesperson. You can be the one that's in front of the camera, the one that's in front of the podium. You are that person, group 3. It's about being okay with taking a calculated risk. That speech, that panel that you've been invited to, say yes, group number 3. Because only you, I don't know why I'm getting this. Spirit is just like, only you can communicate with the passion, the depth that will catch everyone's attention. It may happen in July. Something about July is pretty significant. July is also like a sign of Cancer, right? Maybe part of it is July, Gemini. But there's something here. You could be a Cancer. You could be a Gemini. You could be a Sagittarius. You could be a Pisces. Just some of those signs that were coming up. Be a fire sign. Like Leo. So, group number 3. I'm excited. If you are already already getting out there, can you leave a comment? I would love to check out your stuff. Because someone's kind of out there already. This is just like a confirmation reading or something. But there's something you're doing that people are getting encouragement from. They're really learning from you. You might have this is very specific, you may have a Patreon where people are signing up, and you're going to find more and more people are signing up because they love your wisdom. They love how you think, how you get them thinking, how you inspire them, group number 3. So this is the moment where I thank you for letting me be a facilitator of this particular reading, especially when it comes to communicating what your Jupiter ancestor has wanted to let you know, because this is beautiful, group number 3. You're such a strong spirit. I think that the world is waiting for you, and I get just from a few different energies here that some people are in that motion, some people are getting ready for that. But I would love to, if you have a YouTube or if there's something that you're putting your work out on, please leave the comment below. If you like the way that I read, please consider subscribing to this channel. It's brand new. One way that it's so simple that you can help this channel so that I can get it kind of up and running is just to thumbs up, like this reading. It helps with the reciprocity of the energy, and it really helps to grow the channel. And if this is where we kind of part ways, I want to thank you. And I hope that I see you again. Take care, group number 3. Hello, group number 4. Welcome to your reading. I'm Camara with the Black Dove Oracle. Thank you for honoring me with the chance to do a reading for you. So you chose divination. And all of the cards in the groups had a different subject, right? So we're looking at divination as a vehicle to uncover the truth. And let's talk about Jupiter for a moment, just in case you bypass the intro. Jupiter is the gift giver, the king of all kings, because it's one of the largest planets in our system. It takes 12 years for Jupiter to circuit around the sun. But what else is fascinating about Jupiter is that every 3 years, it will transit at some point in our natal chart. And when it does that, it's giving us a gift of growth and expansion in whatever area it transits. And it gives us the ability to manifest something. Maybe it's an invitation even to investigate our biggest dreams and how to make that big dream come true. Jupiter is opportunity. It's optimistic. It's prosperous. It's a beautiful energy. And it may be worth it for you to find out, if you don't know already, where it was when you were born. Where was it located in your chart where you were born? It's rules the 9th house, but sometimes I see 12th as well, so you can do your own research. But that 9th house is the sign of Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is this fire sign, right? A lot of movement. And so I think with this energy you're going to experience just so much expansiveness, so much good fortune. Usually so much generosity can happen here as well. So let's see, group number 4, this divination card. What's on the other side? What does your Jupiter ancestor, what kind of energy are they holding right now? What's their archetype or the symbol of that Jupiter ancestor? It's the Olmec diviner. Wow. If you know about the Olmec nation, that is from Mexico, Gulf of Mexico. I think they speak the language natal. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. But the Olmec people, I think their name means the rubber people. And so I'm not sure what that connection is. Maybe rubber is part of the environment that grows there in the area where these people are from. You know, the Olmec diviner and divining in general is asking you the question, who are you, group number 4? And is that all of who you are? If you've ever gotten any kind of divination, it could have been tarot, could have been some other kind of Akashic records, could have been any kind of psychic reading. It's considered divination. And so when you sit down with the diviner, even in like traditional and indigenous ways, you'll sit down with the diviner and you enter a liminal space with that diviner. You enter a space where it's just it's an intentional sacred space where you can find out about anything that you need to know. It's a space for you to remember. You'll often hear different readers, including myself, say, we're only communicating the wisdom that's already inside of you, group number 4. I think that some of you probably go to diviners and you even get the reading before the diviner. I'm just saying that for someone specifically, is that it might even be hard for people to divine on you because you're so aware. But for those of you who are in need of it, your Jupiter ancestor is saying there's gonna be movements to help you remember things that are going to be coming forward, moments even to help you remember just how powerful you are, group number 4. I'm getting that some of you are already tarot readers, or you're this is the psychic group. This is the group with a lot of clairs, because there's something here that your Jupiter ancestor is pointing out, that maybe you disconnected from that part of yourself. This might be just for some of you, or maybe some of you feel, I don't know, disconnected from your intuition, maybe. There's something here where this Jupiter ancestor is like, no, you need to trust who you are again. Maybe something happened while something you intuited that maybe was taken wrong, or maybe it felt like it didn't align at some point, and maybe you started to question your intuition. Maybe you started to question your divine wisdom. That can easily happen. For an example, if you were in a relationship with someone and in the end you're like, why didn't I see what kind of person this was? You know, it's just an example, but in a way, sometimes a bad relationship for some of us who are really highly intuitive, who really can read the energy of people, sometimes a bad relationship for us is like, why didn't I sense that? Why didn't I get that? I don't know why that came up, but that might be relevant for someone in this group. Let's go to your cards, your oracle cards. So we have Earth Star Activation. Put that up there so you can see it. We have the Kiss. Very interesting. We have Aquarius. Am I putting that right? Can you see it? There you go, Aquarius. And the opening message, compassion. It's so weird. These cards have been coming out in a lot of different orders, and Spirit's like, this is how I want it. Okay. But we are going to start with the opening message. Compassion. Compassion, we often think we know what that is. But compassion, in the sense of what I'm hearing your Jupiter ancestor say, is about love. It's about compassion as sacred work. It's moving without a lot of conditions, without a lot of judgment, and allowing for your true compassion to come through. There's something here about how sometimes we will look at things that are happening around the world and say, people need to be more compassionate, people need to be more peaceful, but then we'll get in our car and we'll have some kind of road rage and because someone cut us off. This is just an example, you all. But we never look at how in even micro moments we are practicing our own compassion, practicing our own peace. And there's something about your Jupiter ancestor saying that the work that's ahead of you is aligning all of those parts of yourself, being very aware of how you react, who you choose to forgive, who you choose not to forgive, the way that we honor our truth, how we set boundaries with people, just so that it's the most loving thing that we can do is to set those boundaries, to be connected at the heart and look out for our highest good. That is actually a compassionate act, setting boundaries. But sometimes people don't see it that way. But in the end, it helps a person to grow. It helps a person to relate to you in a way that allows you to continuously be in an energy of compassion. Not that it hinges on how they're acting, but it makes your compassion more available when people are honoring your boundaries, when people are in touch with their own intentions. The affirmation for this card is so beautiful. It's, I am filled with thoughts of gratitude, compassion, forgiveness, and love. I am filled with thoughts of gratitude, compassion, forgiveness, and love. This is definitely heart chakra work. It's, if you were attracted to group number 1, you may want to listen to that reading as well. Spirit is pointing me to the Kiss card, as well as the Aquarius. Let's go to Aquarius first because, the energy here, Aquarius carries so much, you could be an Aquarius, you could have Aquarius somewhere prominent in your chart. You don't have to, but the Aquarius energy, there's something about it being humanitarian. This is the energy that, creates movements that center humanitarianism, that centers peace, that centers compassion. There's something about this Aquarius energy too, tapping into being the visionary. Again, I think group number 1 might resonate with someone because the visionary card came out there. This is also about logic. This is also about the intellect. But Aquarius energy too can be a little unpredictable because there's a certain way of going with the flow and interpreting that flow slightly different all the way through. I feel like Aquarius is like you're running to keep up with their thought patterns. You're running to keep up with that sense of like, this is the water bearer. There's something about the water bearer that is looking towards the future, right? But also it does it in a real logical way. Almost super grounded in some way, I want to say. So going back to the kiss then. When we look at the kiss, this is interesting because the energy suddenly kind of goes from compassion to passion. That was my own little thing. But the kiss here, it's real tactile. It's about touch. It's very somatic. There's something happening with the kiss. It's about chemistry. It's about sex. The breadth of possibility, imagining the contact. Like, I wonder, like before you kiss someone, you're like, I wonder how their lips will feel on mine. You wonder about those moments that will change the direction of the relationship. There's these moments where the relationship is real platonic. And then all of a sudden, with the kiss, it's not. And there's a certain bravery, right? A certain kind of surrender that goes with this kiss energy. Because we're allowing all of our senses to be activated with the kiss. How does someone feel? How do they smell? What is it like? All of our senses start to get activated. And I think here, this card is coming up because there's something earthly that you're going to experience soon. Group number 4. Someone who is going to anchor you, someone whose energy, it's grounding to you. It could be that they also embody compassion. It could be that is a key energy in your relationship with this person. I don't know if it's romantic yet. Let's see what the tarot has to say. 3 of Pentacles. It could be a platonic relationship. It could be a close friend. 2 of Swords. Knight of Cups. Oh. I think I get this group number 4. I think you are, and only take it if it resonates, you all. Because I could see this in a couple of different ways. There could be someone who's very close to you right now. With this 3 of Pentacles, it could be someone that you work with. Doesn't have to be. It could be someone that you're on a project with or a fellow student. It can be someone that you have that kind of relationship with. This could also be someone who really adores your work. You may not have worked with this person, but they know of your work. I really get, though, that this is about a professional relationship of some sort, or a relationship that has involved some kind of work together. It could have been paid work or non-paid work. But what I am getting is that this person is a little bit at a crossroads when it comes to deciding, should I let pile number 4 know that I have other interest in them? This person wants to offer you a cup, though. They sure do. They're kind of in night energy, and I feel like the night energy is letting you know they're a little emotional about how they feel about you, and they're a little unsure, and there's a little bit of youthfulness regardless of the person's age, definitely regardless of their gender. There's a little bit of apprehension about coming forward in this energy. I think they even feel like you don't even know that they like you. They feel like you're blind to their flirtation. I'm hearing that. It doesn't have to be for everyone. Somebody feels like you might even have 2 choices and they would want to be one of them, but they're not even sure this is just another scenario. You may know this person likes you, but you may be dealing with 2 different choices, and this person is going to think, wow, I'm just not sure if pile 4 would even consider me. So take it where it all resonates. Somebody definitely wants to kiss you. Spirit is like, you know what? This turned into a romantic reading right away. But it is with someone who wants to change. We have the Death card. They want to change the relationship with you. Look at that, 2 of Cups. There you go. This person has a lot of deep feelings for you. But it would change everything. Got the Tower here. It would change a lot. I don't know what kind of situation this is. Maybe the relationship that you both have had has always been established one way. Maybe if you don't return this person's feelings, it could still change the dynamics of the work you do together. So there could be, I'm hearing, a kind of risk involved here. Maybe your Jupiter ancestor is saying, because there's just a lot of compassion talk here. But of course, you're going to do what you feel best, right? Group number 4. But there may be some kind of encouragement, maybe we can use that word, to be compassionate with this person. Let's go to this Earth card. I don't know why I did the tarot before going over this Earth card. I think I wanted to confirm that this was about a relationship, possibly. So the Earth activation card, this is interesting because I think it is going to all tie together. This card is talking about grounding, right? It's talking about being a ground for somebody. It's Isis energy. I might have gone over this card quickly, but there's something I was missing. Because I think what's coming to me is that this Earth Star activation is about an Earth portal that's opening underneath you. The Earth portal, the Earth chakra, is said to be 6 to 12 inches below your feet. So when you imagine that portal opening, it's connecting you with the deep wisdom of Mama Gaia, Mama Pachamama, Mother Earth, whatever names you're going to use. There is something here about this person that wants to come towards you in a more romantic way. It's rooted in something. It's rooted in I would even say a past life relationship. I'm really tapping into either one or both of you were in High Priestess energy. High Priestess energy could even be an energy that you, group number 4, resonate with a lot. Again, you might be these psychics, these people who deal with the underworld, with magic. Both of you could have this sense I'm kind of getting from spirit, getting from your Jupiter ancestor, that both of you may even connect in the astral. Like, even though this person is not telling you in the 3D, I want this relationship a certain way, I think for some of you, let me know in the comments, you've been having dreams about this person. Maybe in the dreams there's a kiss happening. I don't know. There's a kiss this person really imagines happening. And this person has just a lot of feelings for you. They really want to touch you. When they're in proximity to you, they can only daydream about touching you in some form or fashion. But this Earth activation card, it's calling me here because there's something kind of like a Merkaba above this person's being's head. This person is divinely guided towards you. They may not even understand why they have the feelings they have about you, group number 4. But it's also something that seems to be compelling, I want to say. Spirit is saying I need to get one more card here. There's something compelling about the way they feel for you. Like, you know what it is too? It's that they're caught between all the hard work that you both have done together and the results are coming soon, that they don't want to mess things up. Say more, Spirit. Eight of Wands, though. This person's about to rush in, though. I think something's happening where they just really... It could be that it's looking like you may have other options that you're going to act on. That would really... Page of Pentacles. That would really disappoint that person. Page of Pentacles, too. They don't want... There could be a financial risk, too, in opening up their feelings for you. Maybe they would have to abstain from some kind of work you're doing together. If you all did get into a relationship, it may change the dynamics of the work you're doing together. Like, maybe you both couldn't work on the same project because there's some kind of involvement with each other. Take it where it resonates. 7 of Wands. This person... I shouldn't be laughing, but this person is finding it very hard to fight off their feelings. Very hard to stay away from you. Yeah. Bottom of the deck. King of Swords, but it came out reverse. I'm going to let you all know. This person is like, I've got to be more logical. I've got to like stay and keep my head on. You know what I mean? Like, this person is really battling internally a lot of intense feelings they have for you, combined with some of their concerns. I want to find out more about this person. Let's ask Spirit. Who is this? Goddess. Tell us more. Visionary. There it is. It came out again, you all. Virgin. Okay. Well, this person definitely looks at you like you are out of this world. Regardless of your gender, they really connect with that feminine expression of yours. They really like how receptive you are, especially when it comes to them sharing their ideas with you. You're very thoughtful about the things they share. In some ways, you really do include them. You take seriously their feedback. There's something goddess like about you that's very they also actually think you're pretty sexy too, but there's something about the way you treat them. This person is a visionary. I think you see that. I think you honor their wisdom. You like what they bring to the table. You maybe even constantly are telling them, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad we're working together. There's something that you really like about this person's work. You feel like they're a real key part of your work, what you're doing. And this could be anything. You all take it where it resonates. The virgin energy, it doesn't mean anyone's a virgin, although somebody could be. But they're very pure-hearted. This person, you feel like, tells the truth, maybe even to their detriment sometimes. But you like this about this person. You like their directness. You like how honest they are. And maybe they see some of this in you too. I think you all mirror each other in really beautiful ways, group number 4. Let's go to your tea leaves. That Wands card says the person is really thinking about coming in quickly. And we have the basket. Recognition, reward for merit. Flag, do not be tempted to lower your standards. Interesting. Career, yeah. July. Spirit is saying 2 more cards here. And they're like right off the deck. Okay, I got 3. Unicorn, use your intuition to make a beneficial changes. Harp, great happiness. Caterpillar, things will not always be this way. A change is coming. Definitely, I think the wedge for both of you is your career. Or at least for one of you, they don't want to mess up something that you both have been working very hard together. In fact, I believe if you all are working on some kind of project or some kind of research, it's coming to a culmination. Like it's really going to be successful. And you know, maybe in July, this person will try to shoot their shot. I don't know. Could have been past July or this July. You all think about it. What I do want to say is that the changes, your Jupiter ancestor is really saying this could be a huge move, you both changing the dynamic of your relationship, or to know, even if you haven't even been thinking about this person in this way, when they do bring this forward, it will, Jupiter here, change the dynamic of your relationship. It will open up a new portal in the field of your relationship. Whether or not you accept this person, it's up to you. But something happening in your work relationship will change. It will shift. How you handle it will be up to you. But I think your Jupiter ancestor is saying compassion is somehow a big part of how this is all going to unfold. For some of you, this is very specific, may need to forgive this person in some way. For others of you, you may end up just needing to set boundaries with this person and resume the work relationship. For others of you, you may set boundaries and say, yes, I do have some romantic interests in you, but I also want to continue the work that we do. There could be a number of different situations. I'm kind of getting group number 4 that this is a heart connection, but it comes with some tricky parameters that you both are going to have to figure out. You know, something, when I say something tricky, it could be like one person's the professor and the other person's the research assistant or student. You know, that can get kind of sticky and weird, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's something a little bit like that. Not that it's illegal, but it's also something that it maybe is not encouraged. So that's just one scenario, but I'm saying at some point the relationship shifting could present some discomfort to both of you. So group number 4, first of all, you deserve love in the way that you want it. And I did see somewhere in here that you may have other options. But this is kind of what your Jupiter ancestor wanted you to be aware of. Something big changing. So if you resonate with this reading, I would love to read your comment that says Pile 4 resonates or something else. Or if you like the way that I read, it would be so awesome if you could subscribe to this new channel and click the bell so you'll get notified when I load up new readings. But you know, all of that to say, even if this is just our last moment together, I really feel so honored to read for you, group number 4. It's an honor to do this work. It's an honor to channel the different energies and maybe provide insights to other people. I never take that for granted, and I just want to thank you for joining me here. Some of you, group number 1, might resonate, but check out other groups if you're curious. Otherwise, thank you so much, and I will see you in future readings. Take care.